Meeting Point by Louis MacNeice, presented by Emily Hove. Time was away and somewhere else. There were 2 glasses and 2 chairs, and 2 people with the one pulse. Somebody stopped the moving stairs. Time was away and somewhere else. And they were neither up nor down. The stream's music did not stop. Flowing through heather limped brown, although they sat in a coffee shop. And they were neither up nor down. The bell was silent in the air, holding its inverted pose. Between the clang and clang of flower, a brazen calyx of no noise. The bell was silent in the air. The camels crossed the miles of sand that stretched around the cups and plates. The desert was their own. They planned to portion out the stars and dates. The camels crossed the miles of sand. Time was away and somewhere else. The waiter did not come. The clock forgot them, and the radio waltz came out like water from a rock. Time was away and somewhere else. Her fingers flickered away the ash that bloomed again in tropic trees, not caring if the markets crash when they had for such as these. Her fingers flickered away the ash. God, or whatever, means the good. Be praised that time can stop like this, that what the heart has understood can verify in the body's peace. God, or whatever, means the good. Time was away and she was here, and life no longer what it was. The bell was silent in the air, and all the room one glow because time was away and she was here. Introduction. In life, we come into contact with many people and build a variety of connections and relationships with certain people, some leaving you more sad than others. This poem is relatable to many people, as we have all been in relationships that have not worked out. The author, Louis MacNeice, born September 12, 1907 in Belfast, Ireland, attended Oxford, majored in classics and philosophy, married to Giovanna Ezra. His jobs were classic literature. He taught Greek, writer and producer, playwright, and a poet. He found his audience by working through his British radio. His poetry is characterized by its familiar, sometimes humorous tone and its integration of contemporary ideas and images. Summary. Meeting Point by Louis MacNeice is a poem about 2 people whom seem to be in some sort of relationship. Their relationship starts off happy and becomes distant. One of the people in the relationship finds a way to untie themselves from the broken relationship. What the reader can take away from this poem is that there is a certain type of strength it takes for someone to break certain ties from people. This strength comes from one's inner self and the understanding of the choice that is being made. Interpretation. The poem, Meeting Point, is a poem that shows emotion with affection and distance. In the beginning of the poem, the author writes, "Time was away and somewhere else." The reader can understand that there are 2 people in the cafe engaging in a heartfelt moment, where the outside world was inexistent. As the poem continued on, we start to realize the change in emotion. Her fingers flickered away the ash, meaning she was getting anxious and antsy to leave this situation. At the end of the poem, the readers accept that she was not present in the relationship anymore, by the last line that was stated, "Time was away and she was there." Tone. This poem began with love and happiness and turned into a poem of sadness. Imagery. There were 2 glasses and 2 chairs, and 2 people with the one pulse. The reader can truly visualize these 2 objects and understand the metaphor of the 2 people with one pulse. The couple is madly in love and they share the one pulse. The author writes, "Somebody stopped the moving stairs." This image paints a perfect picture of time being frozen by the moments the couple is sharing together. It's like time had paused in a picture-perfect moment. Theme. The main theme of the Meeting Point seems to be time. As the reader is reading the poem, you start to see a pattern that is created and repeated throughout the poem. The first line of each stanza is repeated in the last line of the stanza. This repeated pattern adds an effect of time that is being controlled by the suspense. The poem began with the narrator describing time. Time was away and somewhere else. The poem was written to describe and provide the importance of time, such as, the waiter did not come, the clock. Conclusion. Meeting Point is about a couple's love that fades. The reader can understand that it is okay to break out of an unhealthy relationship that is dragging on. You have the choice in a relationship to leave if you are unhappy. You don't have to watch time pass by wishing you would have left earlier. These are my references, and thank you for listening.